Hey, what is going on, guys? Deckins here, back with a brand new video. And today, in this episode, we are going to have a mod showcase. Now, this specific mod showcase is going to be the immersive engineering mod, yes. Now, this will be part one of several parts. I have them off somewhere else in the distance. And without further ado, let's get into the mod. Now, as we start off this wonderful mod showcase, now this is only basics of what you'll need. And then, basics. Alrighty, don't mind all this junk in my inventory. What you will need is copper ore, the stuff that you could find in the earth, along with all these. Then next, you won't really need this. That's only for later. I'll show you what I could do. I don't really know how to say that. Then we have lead ore. Again, don't need it right now. Silver ore. All the four of these you do not need right now. Only you need copper. Now, all these different ores have different responsibilities. And anyway, let's get on to the tools. Now, what we have here is the engineer's wire cutters. The wire cutters are made from 2 treated sticks and an iron ingot. The way you get treated sticks is, well, I'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, the hammer. Next up, you're going to need is the engineer's hammer. That is crafted from 2 sticks, 2 iron ingots, and a piece of string to get the engineer's hammer. Oh, and guys, I will be right back. Alrighty, guys, I am back. Sorry, my game crashed. I don't know why. I actually do know why. But that's not of importance. Anyway, welcome back. And the way you get, actually, I'm going to teach you. Next up, what you're going to need is the engineer's manual. Now, this is the basic crafting guide. If you don't watch the rest of this, this is the basic crafting guide to whatever you need. Then, how you get treated. Now I will focus on how you get treated creosote oil to make treated planks. So what you need to do is create this masterpiece, which is a coke oven. Now, what you will need is coke bricks made like this with sandstone, brick, and clay, which gives you 2. You will need a total of 27 of these in a 3x3x3 pattern, like so. And then all you need to do is smack it with your hammer. And then there you go. You have your coke oven. While you're at it, let's get on to the blast. The basic blast furnace. Over there is the advanced. I will show you how to make that in some time. Now, you do the same exact thing as you did before. And slap it on there. There you go. Now, the way you get... You'll also realize that you will need coal coke in order to make steel. The way you get steel is by putting iron in here with coal coke or charcoal or blocks of coal coke. The way you get coal coke is you put coal in here and it will slowly transfer into coal coke. Now, what coal coke does is it is a very, very, very good source. Now, say, look, this is what you'll get: a bucket of creosote oil. What you need to do with that creosote oil is that, hang on, guys, sorry, I was unprepared for this. Take your crafting station or whatever you're using, take it, place it down, sniff it. I'm kidding. You don't need to. Anyway, what you need is 8 wood planks. I'm just going to grab a stack. 8 wood planks like this. Like in a chest form. But put the creosote oil in the middle and you will get treated wood planks. Now, this is where the engineer's wire cutters come in. To make treated sticks, you just do that and you get treated sticks. That's all nice and fancy now. That's how you get the treated sticks to make the engineer's cutters. Now, the coke oven produces a coal coke, which is obvious if you didn't already know that. Anyway, here's the coal coke. It has, and if we shove it in here, see, look, it starts to fuel up, and it will make steel. Anyways, I am not going to do that. Then, what you will need for this puppy right here, the improved blast furnace. What you need are these bad boys right here, the reinforced blast brick. You take a steel plate, which you get these by smashing steel with an engineer's hammer, and you take your blast brick, which is made with 4 nether brick, which means you'll need to go to the nether, 4 bricks, and a blaze powder to get the blast furnace. Now, you will need the reinforced blast brick in a 3x3 pattern again, but there is a twist this time. If I just build this all up, there is a twist this time. This time you are going to need a hopper. Plop it right on there and smack it with your hammer to create the improved blast furnace. Now, if you break it, it'll give you all your materials back. I mean, of course, I'm in creative, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Anyways, just break all of that. I'll get to that machine in the next episode. I'm sorry, I have it set up. Actually, I'm going to do it now. Anyways, what you will need next is some of these bad boys. The iron mechanical components are very, very vital to your immersive engineering experience. Now, what you need is 4 iron, I know lots of iron, and 1 copper to make the iron mechanical components. Then, once you take your iron and produce it into steel, you can make these, the steel rods. 2 steel ingots like that, as you would expect. And then the steel rods make into steel fence. The 6 steel rods like this, and it'll make that. I'll get to that later, what you need to use that for. Now, this is LV wiring. The way you make it, LV wire coil. The way you make it, 4 copper around a stick. That is very important for all your wiring needs. Like, if this had a power input on it, I would hook it up to I don't have one right now, but an LV wire connector, and then string that to like a capacitor or something. And then this is very also important. This is what makes the next few items down the list. This is a copper wire coil. What you need is an iron ingot surrounded by LV wire, which is very easy because you get 4 of these, so you only need 8 copper ingots. So in total, you only need about 8 copper. That's it. And an iron. Anyway, on to the next part, which requires the coil. You need a kinetic dynamo. You need 3 iron, 2 redstone, and the copper wire coil. That's a tongue twister. And then you get that. No, I'm sorry, I didn't set up the display for that. But we will get to this in a later episode. Anyway, then next up you'll need to make steel scaffolding to be exact. 3 steel fence and 3 steel ingots. This is getting very expensive on iron. I mean, goodness, can't you just diet it down a little bit? Anyway, after you get those, you can build all your machines the way you want them. I will review those in all the heavy machines and everything in a future episode. This is just a basic tutorial. And without further ado, well, second to last thing is the light engineering block. You need 4 iron, these iron mechanical components, which I talked about, 3 copper, and then you get yourself 2 of these bad boys. These are made for all light machines, and that's really it for all of this. Now, if I show you this, now we are going to get on to the final part, the crusher. Now, what the crusher needs is, actually, I have to get it. Sorry, I'm very unprepared. 2 of conveyor belts. Actually, let me show you guys this recipe. It is 3 leather, 2 iron, and a redstone will get you 8 conveyor belts. You will need your steel scaffolding, like always. Like, you use it all the time. Anyway, then you are going to need heavy engineering blocks. This takes 2 pistons, and I will go over this recipe more thoroughly. But then 4 steel ingots, 2 steel mechanical components, and electrum ingot. I will go over that in a future video. Anyway, after you get the heavy engineering block, you are going to need a piston, and that's all you need to make it. So you place 3 steel scaffolding like this. This is the tricky part. Also, you can climb the scaffolding. You need to go down a block. Yeah, I know. Boop. Place the piston actually there. It's a bit confusing. Just put that back. That is not part of the mod, by the way. That is a different block. I just use it because it looks really cool. Anyway, and then all you need to do is plop that there. Plop 2 conveyor belts there and there. And with all these machines, even like this one and these, you have to use your engineer's hammer. Bang! There you go. Now, with this, you can create an automated system. Also, one more thing before I talk about that. You can rotate and make them stand up. So you can be fully customizable with what you want in your Minecraft world. Then you can automate this actually. If you chuck, let's say I had some iron. It is very expensive on iron. Just chuck a few iron. Look, it'll come down. It'll be crushed. But sorry, it's a bit bugged right now. Anyway, if we look into, we can make, we need to actually make the plates, and I will go on with that in a future episode. There's your crusher. I will bring this to you along with the improved blast furnace and all this other stuff in the next episode. I am sorry this video was so short, I'm sorry. But that's really it for the basics of it. Now may I remind you that all of these can be mined. The steel cannot. You have to throw it in a blast furnace with coal coke with some iron, and you'll get steel. Then, last but not least, is I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as much as I have. If you liked it, please push the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe down below in the description. Also, this is only part 1. I will bring out a new part in my next video. Maybe. It's a maybe. Anyway, I will hope you guys enjoy this video. And I will see all you guys in the next video.